the third part of my assignment, which is the psychological effects of a sports injury. In this part of the assignment, I will explain the impacts of a chronic sports injury and an acute sports injury on the performer, and how it affects them both physically and mentally. When a sports performer has an injury, it is usually easy to determine the extent of the injury by the performer's reaction. For example, if the performer is unconscious and unresponsive, it is a good indication that they have suffered a serious injury. The severity of an injury can have a massive impact on the effects and physically and psychologically. For example, an acute injury, which is usually of a higher severity than a chronic injury, can have massive implications on a performer, leading to mental health issues such as depression. As well as this, many acute injuries can be life-changing, and in some cases career-ending, which can affect the performer massively. As every performer is not expecting to withstand a career-ending injury, it is likely that they do not have a clear plan for the future after retiring from sport. Therefore, in this case, the performer would not know what to do and how to get back into work, which could then lead to a lack of income, and therefore leading to other issues such as being unable to pay their bills and feed their family. Acute injuries can be a lot more effective than chronic injuries, as the severity is usually higher. Therefore, when the performer returns to sport, they may feel weakness in the injured area, which would ultimately reduce their performance level, and they may not be as good as before, which could also lead to mental health problems, as they may not feel that they are good enough anymore due to the injury. It is very important with chronic injuries that a performer makes a full psychological and physical recovery before returning to competitive sport. This is to reduce the chance of regaining another injury or even the same injury by being unfit to perform. For example, if a performer has sustained a muscle injury, which is due to overtraining for a long period of time, and they do not complete a full recovery, then the chances of them re-injuring the injury are increased due to the inadequate recovery, and could be more severe the second time. A chronic injury, such as a muscle injury from overtraining, should have little implications on a performer's life, as there will be a clear road to recovery and they will be returning to their sport as soon as possible with the correct rehabilitation. While chronic injuries may not have the same impact potential as acute injuries, they can still be very effective on the performer and lead to weakness in the injured area upon return to sports.